What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling amazing today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just phenomenal, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just good energy all around here, Cancer. Now, Cancer, I hope you're as excited as I am, because now it's that we're starting off that new lunar moon cycle. Well, first, Cancer, did you have a great weekend? I'm assuming you said yes. I'm hoping you did. But now, with with this new supermoon in Pisces. Oh, look at this. The moon can hardly wait to come out here. Are we keeping those? Okay. I'm with it, Cancer. Nice. Okay. New moon, it's new supermoon in Pisces. Let's talk about this energy first. So with the new supermoon in Pisces, you might be feeling like a deep urge for introspection or reflection. Pisces is it's very deep energy, of the water signs. When I think about all the water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Scorpio, for me, I remember hearing something a while back. Scorpio kind of think about like a concentrated body of water. They're really going to do like a deep dive. They want to do, they're more kind of isolated in how they go about exploring things. Cancer is more so kind of like the shore between like the beach and the ocean. We can be on land and stuff, but we can also do that deep dive as well. Whereas Pisces is just always up in the ocean, so there's a lot of depth with Pisces energy, very intuitive energy. And also you may notice that your spiritual nature and your creative imagination is going to be more stimulated. So definitely play around with that, Cancer. And it's going to be good energy too, coupled with the fact that the moon is in a new moon phase. And with this energy, the world is yours to make your mark on. Whatever you feel like doing. If you wanted to, let's say Cancer, maybe make time to read a book. Maybe make for some time for reading, or if you whatever that looks like for you, Cancer. Starting up just something fresh. And then lastly, the decks that I'm using. This deck here, it's the Chariot Friends OG deck, the one that started it off, and it's an exclusive. This is the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck. And the Oracle deck that I'll be using is the Anatomy of a Witch deck. And I'll include links for these decks and other decks that I like using down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested, Cancer. But Cancer, let's look at the general energy of the day. We started off with the Three of Wands, and then she couldn't even contain herself. The High Priestess came out to play too, to clarify. And the High Priestess is our ruler, Cancer. But with the Three of Wands popping up, this is perfect energy for Pisces. This is an energy of thinking expansively. Look at this. This person is looking out at the world as like, what do I want to do? I have this energy. The sun is shining. What do I want to do with this, with my energy? There's so much to explore, Cancer. And I feel like with the High Priestess popping up as well, if we're not sure where life is trying to guide us, trust your intuition, Cancer. Trust your instincts. If there's something that, if something that like it's speaking to you. Let's say, for example, if you wanted to, I don't know, Cancer, maybe make more time for, Cancer, what's a good example? I was My Pisces energy hasn't kicked in yet. But Cancer, it's one of those things that it's just really just follow your heart in this, whatever, if there's anything that you feel like you want to improve on, maybe this is something where it's like, you want to make it to where you run like a mile, every day, or like maybe every other day. And then, by the next month, improve, add 2 miles, however that looks, I feel like take this time and look at yourself and look at any areas that you've been wanting to expand in. And then find a way to carve out little pockets of time each day. I feel like to commit to that, and then see how you feel after that, Cancer. I think that would be something too. It'll get your confidence uplifted. You're acquiring a new skill, or you're refining an old skill. Which, when you're doing that, it's manifesting new skills. Because who knows? When you find, while you're refining that thing, you find another way of doing something, and then really it can unlock a whole other. 3 of Wands, it really is a beautiful energy, because it signifies, just like for me, just kind of like really just endless opportunities when we put our energy towards things that really speak to us, that we really gravitate towards. So just something to think about, Cancer, while we're working with this energy. I'm with it. Okay, we're keeping the, we got a stack here. Hold on. Okay, these. All right. In which I'm with, Cancer. Because these next couple cards are going to be how we can work with the energy here. In the first couple cards that came out, you got the 5 of Swords here. Or excuse me, 5 of Crystals here. Which is the... yes, these are swords in the traditional tarot. And with the 5 of Swords, I feel like that maybe some of us might be thinking, maybe with this expansion, maybe there's like, if some of us are thinking like, maybe if we want to start like, I'm not sure, Cancer. Maybe I'm thinking of something along the lines of that, where there may be competition, whether it be like starting your own business, maybe starting a YouTube channel, maybe starting a podcast, maybe even like making some music, whatever that is, Cancer. I feel like this energy is that maybe some of us might doubt. Maybe we feel like that there are so many other people doing the same thing that we want, or that you want to do, Cancer, that you won't possibly stand out for the crowd. Or Cancer, I feel like that this could also be, maybe when it comes to thinking, maybe following our guidance here, or following, our instincts, maybe this might be something where we're worried about maybe what other people might think about this, about what we're pursuing, Cancer. Maybe you're thinking about doing something so out of left field that, it may kind of throw people for a loop there, Cancer. But the nice thing, though, you got one of the special cards in this deck here, which is the Self, and which is just like this big old mirror. It's Glare City over here sometimes, so I'm trying not to blind you here, Cancer. But the Self card is about looking at yourself and being clear, and not factoring in anyone else but you. What is it that you want? Really doing that introspective work. Pisces energy here. Well, I'm not sure, not necessarily Pisces, but actually Pisces right now, because the moon is in Pisces, Cancer. So when you're looking at this, well, depending on where the moon's at, the moon is in Pisces. So, think about all the ways that you want to maybe reinvent yourself. This is something where I feel like this is a good time to really kind of focus on self and really, doing those self-improvements. You know what I mean, Cancer? And not to worry about what other people think when we're going through this stuff. It might be an adjustment at first, sure, but people will eventually, they'll either adjust or they won't, Cancer. They take it as it resonates, or they won't, and that speaks volumes, Cancer. So, but really, make sure that we're following our intuition here, because if we too focus on what other people are thinking, we're not living our truth then. This is about it, where I'm all for, listening to, considering like, advice or maybe critiques and things like that. It really is, at the end of the day, take what resonates with you and leave the rest with them, okay? Let's see what are some other ways that we can work with this energy, Cancer. see what else is going on here. Nice, Cancer. And absolutely, you got the Seven of Stars here. And the Seven of Stars is about where do you want to invest yourself? You know, investing, do we want to invest our energy in what other people think we should do, Cancer? Or do we want to invest in ourselves? And I promise you, you know, I feel like if you invest in yourself, look at how this tree, oh, I forgot how shiny this deck is. Look at this tree here. You know, I feel like when we invest in ourselves, then, you know, we accumulate so many skills, and there's so much abundance that can happen when we start focusing within, and then you can build off of that and start, you know, building off more things, Cancer, and then it just proliferates. You know, it's just more and more and more, and then, you know, then before you know it, you're a high priestess sitting up on the moon, just a badass, Cancer, because you followed your instincts. And, you know, I really do feel like with the Seven of Stars, you know, when it comes to investing in the self, you know, that it's the rewards really are great, Cancer, and it really doesn't require you to carve out like crazy chunks of time. I mean, really, there should be enough time for us to invest in us all the time. But I get it, you know, we got life things that we gotta factor in too. But really, Cancer, if you can just take little pockets, you know, maybe 10, 15 minutes out of your day each day, because I'm sure you got at least that much at your disposal, Cancer, invest in yourself, because it really is going to be worth the reward. It's just like if you're a video game fan. You see what happens when you invest in your characters, you know, when we get new items for them, you know, when we get experiences, we're completing quests, you know, it's that little guy there, you know, gets real powerful, and we can get just as powerful, Cancer. You know, it might seem that, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, paint it out as like life is like a video game, but what can happen when we invest in ourselves, Cancer, can be just as spectacular, if not more so, you know, because then we're living it, you know, we're not just experiencing it through this little person. They're just not reaping all the rewards here. We're reaping the rewards too, Cancer. Now let's see, what are some challenges that may happen that may come up with working with this energy. Let's see what's going on there, Cancer. Wait. Interesting. Okay. We got the Two of Wands here. And you know what? That makes sense. You know, because sometimes taking that first step can be tricky, Cancer, you know, because that's what the Two of Wands is about. It's like, you know, you realize that you have the world at your disposal here. It's just, when do you want to take action? And this is Mars in Aries here. You know, I feel like really, you know, when it comes to self, Cancer, be aggressive. You know, go at yourself with heat and passion and vigor. You know, this is something that greatness, High Priestess, is trying to manifest out of this, Cancer. I want you to look at yourself, Cancer. Look how, oh, jeez. Look at you, Cancer. You're so bright, I can't even get a good view on you. Whatever, Cancer. Work with me here, Cancer. Work with the energies here. That's what I feel like maybe some of us are having trouble with. We're trying to, maybe some of us people have been trying to motivate you, and you've just been like, meh, you know, oh, how about here? Meh. And it's just like, Cancer, why is everything so meh? I'm kidding. But if we're having troubles, you know, taking that first step, Cancer, look into that. You know, what is it that we may be worried about, or that we're scared of, or whatever that is, Cancer. And here's the thing too, you know, when we start on this thing, you know, let's say, you know, we try to carve out 15 minutes every day, and let's say that we happen to skip a day just because, let's say, you know, life got a little crazy. You know, that's fine. You know, you pick it back up on the next day. Or, Cancer, when you realize that it's been a whirlwind and that you have missed this thing, you know, you like, let's say, like, you know, carving out some self-improvement time, drop everything that you're doing if you can, you know, and then take that time or plan for a little bit later when you get home, and just like, you know what, I haven't taken time to do this thing, let's get back to zen, let's get back to self. And you know what, even when life gets chaotic, I find when we can center again and be present and find ourselves again, find that breath, and then everything is fine. We can still keep that momentum. And if we happen to even miss a day, Cancer, don't let that keep, lose, slow down your momentum. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Show yourself some compassion, and then you get right back up again tomorrow, But as long as you're at least thinking about, that growth, that's all that matters at the end of the day, and that we get back up again and keep on trekking, Cancer. Let's see what are some other ways that we may that you might have what are some other challenges that you may come to with working with this energy. All right, Cancer. Let's see what else is going on. Wow, Cancer. For you, because now we're getting kind of wand heavy here, because now we got the Six of Wands here, and it's followed up with the Nine of Wands as well. And you see this, the Nine of Wands has been kind of stalking you here, Cancer. And really, I feel like it's about when we're feeling that we're having trouble maybe persevering, maybe, when we have like our low energy days, because they happen, Cancer, like it's our everything fluctuates, all the time. And when we're feeling, when maybe there may be, days where we don't feel like rising up, or we may not feel like, celebrating, I say, even in those times, carve a little time out for yourself, because there's wisdom even in the lows, when we find ourselves like, even though we may not be feeling at our best, when we focus on improving ourselves still, Cancer, that's showing that even when you're in the tough times, you can still rise up, and that's going to make you stronger when those times come again, because they're going to keep coming, but it's just going to get easier to deal with, Cancer. And so it's like, I get where the journey can, feel like a lot of, maybe asking a lot of you, or, being like mindful and being present, all of this stuff, it can be, I can get where it can be a whole lot sometimes, but it's totally worth it, Cancer. And it gets easier, it's because if it seems like a lot, it's probably because it's not something that we've practiced, Cancer. But it's just like with anything else, the more you practice, the easier it gets. It's just like, think of it as just like working out. At first, maybe we couldn't, when we first started running that mile, it might have been the longest mile. We might not have been great form, we might have been less than attractive while we were running it, but you got it done. And that's worthy of celebrating, Cancer. Each day that you show up for yourself, applaud yourself. Take a little time, pat yourself on the back, like, for, just like in ways that when you show up for yourself, like if whatever you set up for this cycle, let's say if your goal is you want to be able to do long distance biking, maybe by the summer or something along those lines, every time that you get up on that bike, whether you do, let's say one day you do 5 miles on the bike, let's say the next thing you do 2, you still showed up for yourself regardless. And that is worthy of celebrating, because there is improvement. It's, it's better. It's more, even on the days where we don't feel like we performed at our highest, it's better than if we were to just do nothing, Cancer. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. Even if you could just do a little bit towards yourself, a little bit is better than doing absolutely nothing for yourself. So let's get into some advice here, and then we'll pull some oracle cards here, Cancer. Ooh. Yes. Some advice, Cancer. Look at that happy family, happy home, just happy you. The Ten of Cups. I feel like it's Ten of Cups is an ongoing goal, Cancer. We're constantly changing, seeking that Ten of Cups, because our needs and wants change all the time, Cancer. What we might have saw as fulfillment, even I'm thinking even like a year ago, but maybe even 6 months ago might have changed, in the matter of time. And Cancer, it's just about filling those cups up as they come up. You know, we take a little bit, invest in our happiness, and then take a little more time, invest in our happiness. And then before you know it, Cancer, you've carved out a little more time because you're like, ooh, I like doing this thing. I want to do it instead of maybe 10 minutes, I want to do it for 20 minutes. And then, you know, it expands to 40. And then hopefully it's just expanding in your lifetime, Cancer, where all you're just doing is doing what you love. You're manifesting, creating, and, you know, and we're with people who are doing the same. And it's just a lovely, lovely soul tribe here. Isn't this a, oh, and what a lovely ending, because this is one of Pisces cards. You know, this is Mars in Pisces, Cancer. So take action towards your dreams, you know. Thank you. This is brilliant advice. You know, it's really, whatever it is that is speaking to you, Cancer, I say explore that. And then, you know, I'm looking at, you know, these couple of cards here, the 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands is Aries energy. You know I'm thinking way ahead to the next lunar cycle, but, you know, by the time we got a rhythm here, the moon will be in Aries, and then we can go full steam. You know, who knows? You're going to be an unstoppable force here, Cancer. So just something to keep in mind. And I know that maybe seem like a lofty dream, but you know what? I'm working with the Pisces energy, Cancer, and based off what you brought me here, you can dream as lofty as you want. So there's that. Now let's get into your oracle cards so I can get you out of here. But yeah, this is a really solid reading, Cancer. I just feel like that energy is going to be the name of the game, and staying motivated when we get through this thing, and to not beat up on yourself. You know, be kind, make this energies work for you. You know, don't let it stress you out, because sometimes too, I think that when we start something, we might get a little aggressive with it. It might be a little hard on ourselves. So just something to keep in mind. You know, if anything, let go of those old ways. You know, if we're the types that are super critical of ourselves, you know, are really harsh, you know, be like, you got the Banish card here. And I feel like any sort of things that are lowering our self-esteem, or, you know, keep us in like a weird place, you know, we don't want to invest those energies there anymore. We want to start letting those things go so we can make some new room for some growth here, Cancer board. You know, and it's going to be an adjustment, Cancer. You know, if this is something, if this sounds, you know, kind of, you know, unfamiliar to you, you know, it's gonna come with practice, Cancer. But the fact is, if you work on it, it can come. Ooh, look at this, Cancer anymore. We got a whole little treat here. Let's switch back over. Look at that presence for this moon in Pisces here. Love it. Okay, Cancer. So, first off, well, another card. We got the Vision in reverse here. And this is one where I feel like, I think this really kind of ties in with this Adorn card here. Because I feel like with the Vision card, it's like, in reverse, I feel like it's, when you look at yourself, you know, are we visualizing someone of greatness? You know, do we look at ourselves and think, man, you know, like, you're going to do great things today, you know, like, it's going to be, you know, it's like, I can't wait to see, or, you know, I'm excited to see, you know, all of your accomplishments that you're going to fulfill. And, you know, how do we envision ourselves, Cancer? You know, that's where excuse me, where I feel like this card is kind of guiding us, you know, making sure that we see ourselves for the great beings that we are, Cancer. And I know that may sound a little kind of cliche, or maybe I don't know how it may sound to you, Cancer, but it's true, because we really are all fantastic, Cancer. This is not me really trying to blow smoke under your skirt. It's understanding the energies that we've chosen, you know, and then working with that and making the fullest out of this, Cancer. And really, you know, if we feel like we haven't been living at our fullest, or that there's more that we can accomplish, the last card here is the full moon in reverse. And if we feel like that we haven't been tapping into our potential, if we haven't been, maybe we've been ignoring our instincts, you know, like what our gut has been telling us, to really, Cancer, take this time. You know, I know it's, you know, the moon will be going void, of course, I think tomorrow. But while we still have, and perfect, even during this, when the void of course time is happening, take some time and do some reflection, see, I hope we view ourselves as the incredible and mighty high priestess that I know that you are, Cancer. So just something to think about when we're going into the cycle here. I really feel like this little reading here today is just confidence, and believing that you can, and carving the time to invest in yourself, and building off of that and keep building, Cancer. So I'm with that. And I hope you like that too, Cancer. And if so, give it a thumbs up. And Cancer, share this. I think that would be, this is a good boost. I feel like this is a good way to start off a Monday, just like confident, like getting in the idea of like, how am I going to improve today? In what ways do I want to enhance today and, be the best version of myself. So that's exciting, Cancer. And what else? Oh, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. I'm thinking about, where we're at on social media. I'm keeping it, mentioning it so that I keep it on my mind to do something with it at some point. And then lastly, check your sun, your moon, your rising, check your chart, Cancer, whenever you get a chance. And then go check out my channel, Alchemist 8. I do all the other zodiac signs plus yourself. I spoil you, Cancer. And it's just a good old time. We do different monthly spreads each week. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let's get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Nice, Cancer. First card we got is the Death card here. Man, we are going to have a profound Monday. And then and we're going to have fun too, Cancer. You got the Play card in reverse. And you know what, Cancer? With this Death card, because this to me, investing in self, that is how you do a death card. That's transformation at its finest, because it's something where it's not like a situation is triggering this death card here. It's more so that we are voluntarily choosing to, like, okay, it's time to go into chrysalis mode so that I can, so that I can emerge the great butterfly, or, burn from the ashes to rise as a phoenix. Whatever animal you need to be, Cancer, we're rising. And you know what? Have fun while you're doing it. You know what I mean? This doesn't, transformations and in going through these experiences, they don't have to just be unpleasant. They can be if we're working against them. There may be a little bit of like adjustment with the growth, but we can still enjoy it because something brilliant is getting ready to emerge. A high priestess is getting ready to emerge, and she is bringing the power of the full moon, Cancer. That's the energy that you're bringing. That's the vision that you're bringing. So just something to keep in mind, Cancer. Working with this energy going forward. That is lovely. All right, Cancer. I'm gonna leave it there. So stay safe out there, and Cancer, keep eyes on the moon, because literally lunar energy all over the place. I love that you came out for the first reading, girl. Just lovely. And this really is a good sign, Cancer. I feel like the moon is it's on our side. So I will catch you on the next one. Oh, where you at, mouse? Tomorrow.